hello everybody for the second lesson for today. I said earlier that I wanted to do be phrasal verbs. Well, here are my be phrasal verbs. I've got a quick, half an hour that's free, so I can quickly do this. As you can see, there are a lot of phrasal verbs with be, and it's a good phrasal verb to do after you have already done many other phrasal verbs, simply because we revise, we go back over, we repeat lots of old phrasal verbs when we do phrasal verbs with be, as you will see. So for example, be after someone is very similar to run after someone, come after someone, meaning chase. However, there is a difference, because you can say the thief was after me, or the police were after me. Maybe you stole something and then the police were after you, they were chasing you. You can use it like that, certainly. But you can just use it in a shop. I think I say this quite often. Quite often when I go into a shop and I can't find what I'm looking for, I say something like, I am after a AA battery, something like that, and I can't see your batteries anywhere. Can you help me? Yeah, I want to find a AA battery. So it could mean try to find, that you want something. I mean, really, it means the same thing, that you're chasing something. But we can say, you know, I am after this, I am after that, meaning I want it, I can't find it. Can you help me find it, please? Okay, so that's one way of using to be after something or someone. And please remember, run after someone, come after someone, sprint after someone, dash after someone. There's loads of verbs that would go in there and would still mean chase someone. Okay, be along simply means arrive, appear in a few moments, turn up, show up. So there are some other good phrasal verbs that you might want to remember. Turn up, show up. Because you might say something like, he'll be along in a few minutes. He'll be along in a few minutes. He will arrive in a few minutes. He will turn up in a few minutes. He will show up in a few minutes. So please remember, be along and turn up and show up. So you can see how these are good for revision. They're very good for brushing up on our old phrasal verbs. Okay, be down. Most of the time this means depressed. If you are down, you are depressed, you're sad for some reason. Somebody might have got you down. Somebody might have brought you down. So please remember those two, which mean to depress somebody. But you can also say that the price has been, the price is down by 50%, something like that. That's less common in my opinion, but that is also possible. Now, if somebody is down with flu, it's the same as come down with flu. It's similar to pick up a nasty virus, pick something up, pick up a nasty virus. Pick up has so many meanings, it really does. Remember that you can also pick up a nasty virus, just like come down with a nasty virus, or be down with a nasty virus. So there's another old phrasal verb or two that are well worth learning. Okay, if somebody is away, that usually means that they're away on holiday. You should compare it with be out and be in, which are two more phrasal verbs that I haven't even put on here. But if somebody is out, they're not at home. Or maybe they're not at the office. If somebody comes into the office and you say, no, sorry, the boss is out at the moment, then it would mean he's not in the office. He's out of the office. But most of the time it means you're not at home. And so if somebody calls and says, can I speak to your sister? And you say, no, sorry, she is out. It means she's not at home. Now notice that when you say she is out, she's probably just somewhere else in town. She is away means she's probably gone to another town on holiday or even another country on holiday. Now compare be in. If you are in, you are at home. Okay, you're at home. Yeah, he's in, I'll go and get him. Or yes, my sister is in, I'll go and get her. Okay, I'll go and fetch her. I'll call her down if she's upstairs, yeah? So be in, it could mean to be at home. A second meaning of be in is when you are agreeing to be included in the deal or something like that, or the project. Very often we say something like, who's playing football on Saturday? And somebody might say, I'm in. meaning I am going to play football on Saturday. I am in that plan. I am included in that plan. So you should remember, for that meaning, phrasal verbs like cut someone in on a deal. Yeah, if you cut someone in, you include them. So be in could also mean I'm in, include me, I'm in, I have agreed to be involved in whatever it is, to be in something. So a little bit like to be up for something, because that means to want to do something, but we'll come to that one in a few minutes. Now, to be cut out for, I've included this one even though there is a verb here after the be, and so technically it's not a phrasal verb with be, it's a phrasal verb with cut. But I included it for a good reason, and that's because it's the same as to be up to something or to feel up to something. To be cut out for something means you are able to do it. So if you are cut out for life as a soldier, that means you are able to do it. You have the strength, you have the stamina, you have the courage, you have the ability to focus on whatever it is that soldiers have to focus on. I have no idea. But you are cut out for it. You are able to do it. You have that ability. You have that talent. Okay? If you are up to something, it means you're strong enough for something or good enough for something. And to feel up to something means to feel strong enough or good enough to do something. So if you say, I'm a little bit sick today, I've come down with something, I don't feel up to going into work, or I am not up to going into work, or I'm not cut out for going into work. I think cut out for is usually used for professions or a particular way of life, a lifestyle, whereas be up to and feel up to are very often specific situations, like I don't feel up to going into work today, I'm not up to going into work today. So notice that it's plus gerund. Yeah, cut out for is very similar, but I think it's more often used in terms of lifestyles and professions. Now, if you are in on something, usually a secret plan or plot, something secret, this in on group, which we've looked at in other lessons, is a clandestine group. If you let someone in on something, you let them know about the secret. If you get in on something, you get in on some kind of secret plan or project. You can also cash in on something, which means to make money, to profit from the project. Yeah, cash in on something. Listen in on someone means listen in a clandestine way when you're not allowed to listen, but in order to get information. So you might say the Secret Service is listen in on our phone calls, or listen in on our communication. I don't think they listen in on Mr. Skype lessons. Okay, be not on. If something is not on, it is totally unacceptable. And we often just say that is not on, and it means that is totally unacceptable. Maybe his behaviour, something like that. So if somebody acts in a really immoral way or a disgusting way, you might say his behaviour or her behaviour was totally not on. Okay? Unacceptable. And I forgot to include those ones with the in on ones. If you walk in on someone, you walk in on something secret that shouldn't have been discovered. So maybe you walk in on someone when they're getting undressed. Maybe you barge in on a couple when they're kissing, or burst in on them when they're kissing. They didn't want you to see. You barged in on them. You burst in on them. Okay, so we've done not on. Be into something, a very old one, this one. It just means that you have a hobby, a particular kind of hobby. So if you are into cricket, you love cricket. If you are into football, you love football. If you're into phrasal verbs, you love phrasal verbs. Okay, be interested in something. Be off has a number of different meanings. If you say I'm off, and we very often do, it means I'm leaving, I'm going, I'm off, see you later. And this one's very similar to run off, shoot off, dash off, sprint off, head off, set off. There's loads with off. Set off is another very common one, but head off as well. I'm heading off now, I'm off, I'm running off, I've got to shoot off, I have to set off. They all mean leave in some way. If food stops being edible, then it becomes spoilt and we say the milk is off, the meat is off, the sausages are off. I ate some sausages yesterday and I thought they might have gone off, but I had nothing else to eat, so I ate them anyway and they were fine. Okay, if something is off, if the lesson is off, it might mean the lesson has been called off. If the meeting is off, maybe the meeting has been called off. It's not going to take place. And if the lesson is on, it is going to take place. It's not called off. It is going to happen. Okay, so on and off are opposites there. If the machine is off or the computer is off, obviously it means turned off. Just like if the machine is on, it means turned on. The radio is on, the TV is on. But yeah, the meeting or the game or the football match is on, it means it's not called off. It's definitely taking place. And if you say he is on medication, he is on tablets, he is on drugs, he is on heroin, any of those, any drug or narcotic, you could say that he is on something. This is another be on, but notice these two have no object and this one has an object. It has be on something. Okay, I'm moving faster now because I want to finish soon. If you are on at someone about something, you keep talking about it. Very often it sounds to me a little bit whiny. I mean whining like complaining, like, or maybe nagging. Sometimes when somebody's nagging you, it means they are on at you about something. So continually talk, nag or complain. Okay, those kind of words. And there's loads in this group. You can rabbit on at someone about something. You can go on at someone about something. Drone on at someone about something. Waffle on about something. Bang on at someone about something. They're all possible. And there are more there that I haven't bothered to put down because I don't have space. If you are well up on medieval French poetry, that means you are very well informed about this topic, okay? Very, very well informed about this topic. So I might say something like, I am not well up on German. I know nothing about the language. I've said it before, I don't know any German, so I'm not well up on German. But there's plenty of stuff that I'm not well up on. I'm not well up on French medieval poetry, for example. I don't think I even know a single poet from France from the medieval period. So I am not well up on that topic, okay? And it's very often used in the negative, but it doesn't have to be. You can say, I am up on that, and it means I'm well informed about that. I am well up on, but very often in the negative. Okay, if you are aware of somebody's true intentions or true motives, especially if these intentions or motives are clandestine, and we're coming back to the clandestine topic here, then you are onto someone. It means you know what they really want or what they're really like. So it puts you in a good position because you know exactly what they actually want and not what they're pretending. You might say something like this: the police are onto the suspect, meaning they know what's really going on and what the suspect is actually doing. But if you have a secret plan with someone else and you say he's onto me, it means he understands your secret plan. Okay, if you are out of sugar, you don't have any sugar. If you are out of time, you don't have any time. So it's very similar to run out of something, okay? Almost the same. Run out of sugar, but you can say we have run out of sugar or we are out of sugar. Okay, if you are out to do something, this is quite an interesting one, because I don't think I've come across it, well, I've used it loads of times, but I don't think I've come across it in a lesson. It means trying hard to do something. So if you say something like, she has been out to destroy me from the start of my career, it means that she has been trying to destroy me. Maybe she's running a smear campaign against you. She's trying to drag your reputation through the mud. That means she is out to get you. She's out to destroy you. Okay, but it doesn't have to be something so terrible. You could say something like, the company is out to double its profits in the next quarter. So that means they're trying hard to double their profits. So quite a good one, that one. Okay, if you say that something has nothing to do with something else, and it's very often used with nothing, that means it has no bearing on something. It is not connected at all. They have no relation to each other. Okay, when two things have no relation to each other, they have nothing to do with each other. or they are nothing to do with each other. So that's a good point, actually. It's something that I've just noticed. It could be have, or it could be be. He is nothing to do with this. He has nothing to do with this. Both possible. Both sound okay to me. Okay, if you are in favour of something, or if you just want something, fancy something, or feel like something, you can use this very flexible phrasal verb to be up for something. You can use this in a million ways. You can say, it's a very hot day, I'm up for a beer. You can say, I'm not up for going to the cinema on Saturday. You can say, I'm not up for having guests. You can say, I'm not up for staying in, I want to go out. So it's the same as want. It's so flexible, this one. And we really often say something like, who's up for it? Yeah, who wants to do this? Who wants to join me? So very, very common one, this one. Okay, another very common one, to be up to something. I usually ask the students, what have you been up to? It's small talk. It just means, what have you been doing recently in the last week? What's new? Yeah, what have you been up to? And then it just means this one, do something. What have you been doing? Okay? If you do something, if you say though something like this, I keep hearing noises from the children upstairs. I don't know what they are up to. What are they up to? Then you mean they're doing something naughty. Okay, something. They're behaving themselves in some kind of suspicious way or naughty way. If there are any Russian students out there, I think this is very similar to "Что ты творишь?" Okay, "Что ты творишь?" What are you getting up to? What are you doing? What kind of naughty business are you up to? And we've already had the third meaning, which is over here, which is to be strong enough or good enough to do something. Okay, if you're up to going into work, you're ready to go into work, but very often used in the negative. I am not up to going into work today. Yes, they do. That's a very good point. If some people do say that they're down for something instead of up for something, I agree. But that one's rarer. It's not as common as this one, but that's a very good point. That was an excellent comment there from someone. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. It just flashes up and then fades away. And a lot of the comments aren't connected to the words that I'm dealing with. So that was an excellent comment. Some people do say I am down for something instead of I am up for something. Okay, and the last one, which I haven't done here, in for something. This usually means that you can expect something negative to happen, some kind of negative consequences. You can anticipate negative consequences. So you might say, if you downsize the department, if you make 10 workers redundant, you will be in for a shock next year when you can't meet the demand. Yeah, you will be in for a very difficult period when you can't meet the demand. You can't produce enough of the product to meet that demand, and so you will be in for trouble. Very often we say he'll be in for trouble if, yeah, and then the condition that that will make him get in trouble. I'm sorry if I lost my flow a little bit today. It's when I read the comments on the phone. I'm going to have to stop doing it because it breaks up my thoughts, and it doesn't help me do the lesson, unfortunately. But that was an excellent comment concerning be down for. I'm down, or I'm down with, some people say sometimes. So there are some other ones. I'm not trying to say that these are all the be phrasal verbs. They're not. We've got more. We've got plenty more. And the reason why I am into phrasal verbs is because I noticed that many of them don't appear in the dictionary. And some of them we use every single day. And so they're not in the dictionary, but they're being used every single day. There's not much that we can do other than make these kind of classes to try and fill in those gaps. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. If you've enjoyed the lesson, as always, give me a like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah.